What's going on, guys? So in this video, I got 3 fragrances that were sent to me by Alexandria Fragrances. Shout out to Hanny. And he had these 3 specific fragrances he wanted to send me. I didn't pick anything in particular. He reached out to me, asked me if I'd be interested in checking out some of his newer stuff, and said absolutely. So turns out one of the 3 I do already have. So we're going to be giving away a 100 ml bottle, which we'll get to in just a little bit. But we're checking out Alexandria's versions of Lumensity from Louis Vuitton, Megamore, and then their version of Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce. I'm going to judge them as standalones. Not going to sit here and rate them as close as I can to the originals because I don't have the originals. So I just got to rate them as rate them as standalones. See if they smell worthy of even checking out or sampling. Some may not. One of them I can tell you for certain does because I already have a bottle of it. But let's discuss them. Stay tuned. Starting with their version of Lumensity, I believe is how you say it, from Louis Vuitton. This is Lumensity. This is the 100 milliliter bottle we will be giving away to one lucky winner at the end of the video because I do already have a 60 ml of this fragrance. So no need to keep the 100 ml. This bottle's been sprayed already. I've worn this a few times, so might as well, pass along the good fortune to one of you guys and see who can win a bottle, basically. So I do have to tell you, if you like mega fresh citrus and performance is very important to you, which I know it is to a lot of people, you'll like this. Bright, juicy, watery, super fresh type of citrus. Very invigorating. Has a very strong, juicy fruit, almost tartness to it, but not too astringent, not too tart at the same time. Pretty well blended. Realistic. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the highest quality of oils out there, but it does have a sort of authenticity to the citrus, kind of a legitimate bergamot, lemon, grapefruit type of smell. I don't remember the notes exactly. In fact, let's take a look at the notes. So, description of the fragrance: Lumensity comes out with a punch of citrus and spicy ginger on the top. Grapefruit, bergamot, there we go, and ginger take the center stage, cooling you down with a refreshing feeling immediately upon spraying. In the middle, Lumensity showers you with herbaceous rosemary and sage that accentuate the entire fragrance throughout its life. It does have a crisp edge to it. That's probably that ginger. This beautiful creation is a fresh, mass-appealing, safe, versatile beast. It will do day, night, hot, cold, dry, rainy, whatever you throw at it, this baby will shine. Base of ambroxan, amber, and labdanum create the perfect pillar to this freshie, helping it last for many hours, creating an aura of je ne sais quoi that brings a mysterious, sexy feeling when wearing Lumensity. Signature scent worthy, daily driver, this fragrance should be in your rotation all year. So if you like freshies, yeah, absolutely, I could get down with that. Interesting description of the fragrance. Definitely relatively accurate to my feelings. Notes of grapefruit, ginger, bergamot, water notes, sage, rosemary, geranium, ambroxan, amber, and labdanum. Definitely get that grapefruit, bergamot, citrus feel up top. The watery notes make sense because it has that fresh aquatic edge to it. Though on the paper, I don't get a lot of the rosemary. On skin, you get a blast of rosemary once the citrus starts to calm down. Adds this fresh, spicy green edge to it. And I don't get a lot of labdanum and amber. The ambroxan it doesn't really overtake the fragrance. It's got a little bit of a shower gel feel to it as it starts to dry once the citrus goes away. But for the most part, it's really, really bright and fresh. Like it said in the description, super mass appealing. This is something for everybody. And the thing is, it's an extrait de parfum concentration, so you're going to get the staying power. And because it's got a lot of volatile components to it, a lot of bright citrus, watery notes, things that really evaporate rather quickly, lighter oils, it will get out and project with that perfumer's alcohol. That perfumer's alcohol and the fresh notes help really open the top of that fragrance up. So you will get some pretty good projection early on, though I wouldn't call it some projection beast. You will get staying power. You can expect 8+ out of this one. For being a freshie, That's pretty monumental because not that many fresh fragrances really have a lot of staying power. Like I said, I've worn this one a few times. That's why I kind of go into detail a little bit more on this one. I've only worn it 2, maybe 3 times, but it's definitely really good. It's definitely really, really good. I was surprised that he sent a 100 ml of that, but hey, like I said, let's pass it along to you guys, so stay tuned to the end. Somebody's going to get this 100 milliliter bottle. But moving on. All right, now we're going to check out Ferocity, which is their version of Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce. So interesting. I have a few fragrances that smell like Fierce Mont Blanc Legend different versions of Mont Blanc Legend. I have Percival, which a lot of people relate to Fierce, though I think Percival has a bit more going for it than Fierce. I've never smelled Alexandria's version of Fierce before, so let's give a few sprays, see what it smells like, and then we'll go take a look at the notes and see if it's nostalgic for me. Oh yeah, it's definitely Fierce. Whew. Greens, woods. It definitely smells like Mont Blanc Legend, basically, is how you could look at it. But the big kicker here is it going to perform? Because that's the knock on Fierce. Fierce is very synthetic these days. Even at discounters, you're going to pay $75, $80, up $90 range, close to retail, for an extremely synthetic, super weak performing fragrance. Because newer versions of Fierce, newer bottles of Fierce, only last for a very, very, very short amount of time. 2 to 3 hours is what, I mean, that's one of the reasons I don't have it is I can't make myself spend $80, $90 on an Abercrombie fragrance that I know is going to be a weak synthetic fragrance. It'd be different if it was, a higher quality scent. I could deal with the lower longevity. I'll just respray. But super synthetic and weak at the same time, that's just a bad combination with a high price. Whereas here, this actually smells a little bit higher quality, but very similar. Has that ambroxan type of smell, or more like that cologne type of smell, that cologne type, C-A-L-O-N-E, cologne. That specific synthetic, slightly aquatic synthetic. Definitely smells like Fierce, though. As far as accuracy, as far as what I remember of it, because it's been so long, it definitely smells most like Mont Blanc Legend, because that's what I have that's most closely related to Fierce, though I don't have Fierce. I haven't had a bottle of Fierce in long, long, long time. It does have a richness to it. It's very fresh up top, but there's a vibrance and richness to it as it starts to settle in, because with a test strip, it dries down a lot faster than it will on your skin. So you get the change pretty rapidly on the paper. Let's take a look at the note breakdown, shall we? So Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, this legendary men's cologne, makes a comeback with all its might from the first batch of 2002. There you go. Ferocity is just drop dead sexy. A revolutionary fragrance recognized by the entire world as one of the best fragrances for men ever, stares right at your face with notes of fur, lemon, orange, and sea notes. So there's that aquatic nature, there's that greenery I was talking about. In the opening, that soothes your soul. In the middle, we will find rosemary, lily of the valley, jasmine, rose, and sage, adding some sexy vibes. Finally, in the bottom, we find what gives life to this fragrance with musk, vetiver, oak moss, Brazilian rosewood, and sandalwood. A must-have in any rotation all year long. The easiest reach you will ever have for any time, any weather, any place, dressed up or down. You will be perfectly paired with Ferocity. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that statement of an everyday type of thing. This is more youthful, playful date night. Youthfully, it can be signature scent, because I think of my cousin. This was his signature scent for years back when we were teenagers. That's why every time I smell this, I think of Jordan. This was his secret weapon, But this is also back when it was a new fragrance and it was a beast too. This is 02, 03, 04, that time frame. 05, that's when it was his signature. So the citruses make sense. The fir balsam and the rosemary make sense because it does have that green edgy appeal to it. There's something synthetic in here. It may be this musk that's doing this, but I get this almost ambroxan cologne type of smell. Not quite shower gel. I've never been one that's a big mark for Fierce, so This doesn't necessarily strike me as something that I would have to have. This is definitely a try before you buy. If you're a big fan of the scent profile for Fierce, then you should definitely sample this one, because traditionally with Alexandria, because of their oil concentrations and the quality they use with their oils, you're going to get good, at the very least, very good performance, if not beast mode performance, out of most of their fragrances. And that very well could be the case here with Ferocity. Like I said, not one that is going to be a reach for me all the time, because I'm not the biggest fan of Fierce. That's why I was so skeptical to get Parfum de Marly Percival for so long, because so many people said it was just a niche version of that. While there's some similarities, I think that's a much, much light years better fragrance than Mont Blanc Legend and Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce. But here, this is, I'm willing to bet this will blow Mont Blanc Legend and Fierce out the water in performance, and it's not quite as synthetic. It's definitely pumping off of this paper. So, like I said, if you like the Fierce profile, this is probably worth sampling, because you can definitely secure samples without having to, purchase a full-size bottle, because they have 60 ml bottles. They have the new 100 ml bottles like this, but definitely worthy of a sample if you like Fierce or anything about that scent profile or anything that smells like Fierce, if you will. For me, not a must-have, not a big deal. Is it good? Sure. Is it great? Not for my taste. But if you like Fierce, you should try it. Let's check out this last one. Last, we have Megatron. So, I know my buddy Clifton's a big fan of this brand. Megamore, and there's a bergamot one that I know is like really, really popular from the brand. I've never tried any of their stuff. I've never smelled Megamore. I don't know what to expect. I don't know the notes of Megamore. This is the one I'm super blind with in this video. I have no clue what to expect here. So we're going to spray it, see what's what. I'm not breathing through my nose yet. Let's give this a second. That was not what I was expecting. It was rich and like a dense, potent wood smell immediately, but that's changed a little bit, like immediately changed. There's a distinctive citrus and wood combo here. Almost like it has a smoky nuance to it. This is different. Not completely different, not strange different, not mold-breakingly different, but very good different. I'm feeling this one. This might rival Lumensity as which one's my favorite in the video for sure. Because I just assumed going into this that I already know the fragrance enough to know I really like that one, and just assumed these wouldn't be able to beat it, but this has some character. This isn't just some basic freshie. Lumensity's more of a basic freshie than this. While it's not really that basic, but it's much more mass appealing, freshie, standard freshie type of stuff than this is. This has some complexity. Not a lot of complexity, more character than complexity. What do I mean? What's the difference? Complexity the way I view it is it's going to have a lot more depth. You're going to pick up a lot of subtle nuances. It's going to change. You're going to get a lot of stages of the fragrance because there's just so much depth to it. Or in a lot of cases, a lot of notes where certain things will come out at different points. Whereas here, it just smells like not your average blend as far as dense woods, because I get a very specific dense wood smell with your fresher notes up top. And I want to say the core and heart of this fragrance is all about woods. Like, this really strikes me as a woody fragrance with a lot of supporting players as far as citruses and herbs. Maybe even some floral tones here that I'm picking up a little bit. Almost like a violet kind of smell. I could be completely off here, but that's what it smells like on the paper. I'm very curious. Let's pull up that one's tab. Megatron, a masterly made beast from the sea. Megatron comes at you with the power of Poseidon and Zeus together with incredible and refreshing aquatic notes and a touch of musk to combine everything together into a gorgeous manly blend. With the power of the sea, Megatron makes a serious statement as the most powerful aquatic scent you have ever tried. Bold and strong, this fragrance is ready to make a statement. If you like Orto P Megamore, you will love Megatron. Notes, aquatic notes, parentheses, mysterious. It definitely has a strong vibe of aquatic, but it's starting to get a little bitter. And I'm willing to bet there's some seaweed in here because it's getting very bitter all of a sudden. But there's a big hit of wood at the top with the freshness. But it's getting a little bitter. Like I said, I'm almost willing to bet somewhere in this blend it has something along the lines of seaweed, if you will, that gives that bitter aquaticness to it. They keep you guessing, too. Mysterious right next to aquatic notes is interesting. But this isn't just aquatic notes. I promise you this is much deeper than just aquatic notes. It must be a large amalgamation of aquatic notes. That can be driftwood. That can be cyclamen. As far as florals, there's florals, woods, citruses, green notes. There's so much that could encompass what classifies as an aquatic note. So I'm feeling this one. This is probably the best one in the video, more so than Lumensity from the Louis Vuitton clone. And this is just off the paper. This one's kind of taken me back a little bit. It's very captive. It's got my interest. It's definitely piqued my interest. Yeah, I would say this one's a must try if you want something that's a freshie, but a different freshie. Not run-of-the-mill. This would be the one. Yeah, I'm digging Megatron. Yeah, I would say this is the must-try in the video. The must-try is Megatron. Lumensity, I would rank number 2. I'm not a big Fierce guy, so that's up to you if you want to try Fierce. Ferocity, that's their version of Fierce. It's a good take on it. It's just, I was never a huge Fierce guy. But I'll tell you what, Megatron, I like this stuff. Let's get into this giveaway. All right, so you will get a full presentation, 100 milliliter bottle of Alexandria Fragrances Lumensity, which is their version of Louis Vuitton Lumensity. So all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to TLTG Reviews, comment down below TLTG clone. We'll go with that. I didn't really have anything lined up. TLTG clone. We'll go with that. Make it easy. Continental United States only. Once again, like this video. Subscribe to TLTG Reviews. Comment below TLTG clone. Continental United States only. I'll leave this open for roughly a week. I will then pin the winning comment, reply to the comment to alert the winner, and they'll email me to verify identity, set up shipping, all that good stuff. So one lucky winner will try what I thought going into the video was going to be the top fragrance, which you may deem it's the top fragrance of the 3. I think it's a close second to Megatron. Honestly, I was not expecting to like Megatron as much as I do, because I do have some experience with Lumensity. It's a very, very, very good citrus fragrance. So like I said, I have my 60 ml right here. Really, really good stuff. But good luck to everybody on the giveaway. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, guys, y'all have a good one.